Want to say welcome, welcome. I'm your host, Mr. Hines. Want to say thank you for everybody for joining our Thursday call. Let's get ready for the master teacher, Dr. Mike Favors. He is a anointed man of God. He is a powerful, astute businessman in real estate. He has a lot of expert in the industries that he have taught and raised up in the industry of business. And we're so honored to have him teaching and bringing this presentation on Metaterra and Bellator to us today. Let's welcome Dr. Mike Favors as he's come. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Hines. We appreciate you and your leadership as one of the thought leaders and speakers of this generation. We thank you for hosting this call. Also want to thank Mr. Jarman for operating and making sure everything runs smoothly, and also to our champions, Mr. D. Brown. And we're going to get started. So yes, I am Doc Mike Favors. I am a author, a best-selling author. I am a pastor, and I am a coach, and I have our programs here as you see on the screen. And also, I have for you all, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, if I'm new to you, then you can go to our YouTube channel and see videos that we have for you. I produce these videos for the team so that you all can have some questions and answers just to help go along with what we're doing. But how many of you all know we're not here to talk about Mike Favors? We're here to talk about this amazing company, this amazing business and opportunity. We're here to help you posture yourself, position yourself so that you can change your life for the rest of your life. So with that being said, a few things, what we're going to do. First of all, I want to let you know we won't be before you too long today. I'm going to do three things. Number one, I'm going to provide a foundation. I'm going to introduce you to the thought leaders, the thinkers behind this amazing movement. Then I'm going to show you what they came together, collaborated to build. And then last but not least, I'm going to show you how you and I both can benefit from this amazing platform and all of the systems that they've created. Also, good people, if you are on a phone, please swipe to the left, I believe, so that you can see the presentation slide. And if in fact you're on your computer, put it on speaker view and you shouldn't have any problems. With that being said, I will have some short videos, so do turn your volume up and let's dive right in. So first of all, is before we say anything, we always have to put a disclaimer out here. And so basically this just says the information provided does not constitute financial advice, investment recommendation, or an endorsement of any investment strategy. Investment involves risk, and past performance is not indicative of future results. Always conduct thorough research and seek the advice of a qualified financial professional before making any investment decisions. Remember that all investments carry risk, and you should be aware of your risk tolerance and financial situation before making investment
Information
decisions.
provided.
Okay. So with that being said, good people, let's get right into this. The foundations, the holding company that I want to introduce you to first this afternoon, especially if this is your first time here, is a company called Metaterra Holdings. Okay. And that simply is a company that says we're moving beyond unregulated crypto projects. We are built on a foundation of corporate accountability. Because we are a NASDAQ listed company, we provide accountability. We also have corporate governance, which is strategic oversight and transparency. And of course, the significance of all of that gives us an ability to be professional and offer oversights of all the ecosystems company that we're going to talk about this afternoon. So I want you to pay attention to that because I'm going to be putting some words out there that if you haven't heard them before, it's okay to keep a old school vocabulary list. I still do to this day, ladies and gentlemen. And so that's one of those things. You're going to hear me talk about ecosystems and real world assets and tokenization. Okay. But don't get overwhelmed because I'm going to break it down for you so you'll understand. So here's the thing. When we talk about foundations of anything that's worth talking about, that's worth, putting your time, talent, and treasure into, you want to make sure that you have world-class leadership. And because I believe that everyone on this line this afternoon is world-class, whoever invited you to this presentation, to this call this afternoon, believes that you are world-class, okay? That means we want to know about the world-class leadership. And so first, I want to introduce you to Hakan Torhan, who is the CEO and the fintech strategist, all right? Then we have the head of the retail marketing, then the head of the payment of legal, then the head of finances, all right? But matter of fact, let me just take you here and so you can find out where I'm getting this information from, okay? That's important. So if you go to metaterra.com, just like it's spelled right here, let me do one thing, you all, so I can make sure that you can see this here. All right. All right. If you go to metaterra.com, just like it's spelled, you'll see here on this website that you have the leadership, the ecosystem. You can scroll down, you can, get information. Breaking news across the top that's important to make note of is that they are already talking about, or have it listed right here, about the Metaterra opens formal talks on Miracle Pay integration at Romania's new international airport. Now, I'm going to be talking a little bit more about that here pretty soon, but I just wanted to put a little teaser out there for you to let you know that this company is very serious. So once again, the leadership is here. Hakan Turhan. When you go to the website, all you got to do, ladies and gentlemen, just hit the arrow and it will drop down and give you some pertinent information about who he is as a seasoned fintech blockchain strategist with a career spanning over 2 decades in the financial technology, payments, and data analytics sectors. Okay. Hakan Torhan, you all, was the brainchild behind putting together extensively in the United Kingdom, where he collaborated with banking and payment technology providers. He did the ATM and POS infrastructure projects. So when I say POS, that's point of sales. He's the brainchild behind all of this. And this is the first thing I want to let you know is that we're not here just talking about some fancy, empty rug pull type of put $1,000 in and next thing you know, over compound interest, you're rich in 3 months. This is not that. And so I want you to get that out of your mind right now. I really want to suggest that you put your business hats on and turn up that business acumen so that what's going to happen, acumen, excuse me, so that what's going to happen is you can really grasp what I'm getting ready to share with you. All right. So now, once again, we talk about Mr. Hakan Turhan. He is one of the individuals who leads the Miracle Group, the Metaterra, and the things that we're doing. Now, if you continue to scroll down, you will see the three names or the three individuals that I just said. You too can hit their arrows, and that will come down and you can read about them. For the sake of time, I'm not going to go through all of that. What I do want to do, though, is introduce you to a few key players on our advisory board, starting with Mr. Russ Gerson, okay? Mr. Russ Gerson, you all, is the founder and president of the Gerson Group, which was a prominent executive search and strategic advisory firm focused on financial services. So look at what, over 30 years of deep sector experience in investment banking, capital markets, asset management, and alternative investments, okay? He's also one of the major financial institutions on Wall Street. So that's Mr. Gerson. He's one of our advisory board members. And of course, you can go and look all of these individuals up. Monica Profit, Mr. Fernando Vildasola, even Mr. Stephen Norris, Mr. John Bayer. You have Stephen Moore right here, who is considered one of the leading voices and economists in the world, you all. So much so that he even gave advice to several of our previous and sitting presidents, okay? That's who we have on our advisory board. And of course, last but not least, who put together this world-class team? An individual by the name of Mr. Douglas Anderson. Mr. Anderson, you all, was formerly trained on Wall Street as an underwriter and rose to management positions with over 25 million in underwriting authority. Now, once again, you can see it right here. But I also went one step further, and I want to show you his website. Now, I want you to see this, and I did this intentional. When you go to Wall Street Capital Partners, the company that Douglas Anderson is CEO over, immediately you'll see a pop-up screen, and this is called Africa Rising, where Wall Street Capital proudly partners with Miracle Group and Oando PLC to launch Africa's next capital gateway. When you click that video, it's going to take you directly to a video where he's on. Well, you know what? Let's just click it and see real quick. You see here? This is, and I'll play some of this in a little bit, but this is Mr. Douglas Anderson on NASDAQ, on Wall Street, the NASDAQ, the New York Stock Exchange floor, announcing one of the biggest real world assets tokenization projects that we have to date, okay? Now, I'll come back to that, but I'm just giving you a little teaser about it, but I want you to be able to find Mr. Douglas Anderson, okay? And so there's information about him. So when we talk about having a world-class team, you all, and world-class leadership, it's very important that you know that we are governed by this, and this is what makes us uniquely different from all the other companies in the world. We are truly bridging the gap from mainstream to Wall Street, okay? So now, another company that is connected, as a matter of fact, that is kind of most important because this is the portal, the entryway. You cannot have access to too much of anything we have going on if you don't go through Bellator. And of course, the Bellator team consists of the president or CEO and founder, which is Mr. Michael Theard. That's who's featured right here on the right. And then, of course, a star-studded, all-star, world-class team in Mr. Ray Vigio, Mr. Jurgen Povomeri, and of course, Miss Raquel Radlin. They operate the Bellator piece, which I'm going to go into a little more detail with you now. So, ladies and gentlemen, what have we found? What have you stumbled onto this afternoon? You've come upon a new era of finance where you have governance by Metaterra. You have technology by Miracle. And I'm going to break this down. You have growth by Bellator Life, and you have those who can benefit from it, which is you and I. So the real question is, are you in fact ready to join a revolution where technology, ownership, and people like you and I can come together under one roof and really make history? Because that's what you were part of, whether you realize it or not. All right. So now let's get to the actual thing that they built. Now, remember, I just showed you the foundation, gave you a brief glimpse of who the thought leaders are, the founders of the companies that we have. Now I'm getting ready to show you what they built. This is just a snapshot, an overview, if you will, of the whole ecosystem that Miracle has built in terms of products, services that is going to serve and solve real world issues, real world problems. Okay. Now, the first thing that's major is we formed our own blockchain, you all. We have literally our own blockchain. And I might say that the token went live. And as I glance off to my right ever so slightly, you can see it here. It's our Mirix token that just launched. Matter of fact, I'll just show it to you. It's already at 3.2. Started at about $1.25. So whether you realize it or not, that means our Guardian nodes, those who have them, our Mirix token, you all, those Guardian nodes are worth more, almost $11,000 now. Are you serious, Doc Favors? I am so serious. If you know, you know. Well, I can't say that because some of you all are new, but you're going to get to know just how serious this chain is, okay? That is one of our native tokens, the Mirex and the Phoenix tokens are native tokens, all right? So now, what is a blockchain? Miracle Chain, you all, is what we call in ours, is the base layer of the whole entire ecosystem, okay? It hosts the smart contracts. So I want you to think of it like a highway. When you're driving down the highway, I live in Florida, and so we have these things called toll booths. So I want you to imagine that all the highway, all the vehicles, all the cars that's going up and down there, imagine those are like contracts. So we have provided a highway system for companies, organizations, institutions to put their contracts on our chain. It was built specifically for speed. Do anybody know that sometime in life there's a need for speed? Success loves speed. I'm gonna tell you the truth. See, I don't really do things too quickly, but when I get a yes, I move with a sense of urgency. And sometimes that means moving with a certain amount of speed. Now, these smart contracts and things that's going to be hosted on this chain, you all, they secure transactions and all have connectivity to our ecosystem. So that's important for you to know because there's a base layer of security that's immutable, which provides a foundation for all these transactions. Then you have the smart contracts, which enable Web3 services to have automation. That's how we always talk about you can get paid while you're sleeping, okay? That's automation. That's all it is, monetization. Then you have, of course, the interconnectivity, which is everything in the ecosystem operates on one chain, so they all kind of linked. Now, remember this. That's why I showed you this piece. Remember how it's almost like a web, Web3, like a spider web. So everything is connected in some type of way, some shape, form, or fashion. That's amazing because if you're the recipient of it, then that means you get to participate in almost everything that's going on. You have the option, if you will. Okay. So now, as I said earlier, we have a few short clips that I'm going to be sharing throughout the afternoon. They're very short, but they help explain things. And so here's one. Turn your sound up and take a listen at this.
Africa is entering a defining era. And as we prepare to launch Mirix at the end of this month, this could not be better timed. Africa is moving toward a 3 trillion economy with extraordinary human capital, real assets, and rising global relevance. This is why, together with Orlando, we are launching Africa's next capital gateway, a tokenized African growth fund built on Miracle Chain and Miracle Pay, designed to connect African opportunity with global capital in a transparent, investable, and a practical way. It begins with energy, and yet our vision reaches far beyond. My sincere thanks to Wale Tinubu and Oando Energy for their support, partnership, and belief in us. This is how African value becomes globally legible, investable, and unstoppable. Visit miraclechain.net to learn more.
Now, what you're going to actually do is get back with the person who invited you to this call and get their link, and they're going to show you everything you need to do in order to operate. And I want you to just tuck that piece in the back of your mind. I wanted to introduce you to Mr. Hakan Torhan so you can actually see and hear from him. But then also, I wanted him to introduce and just drop a small snippet of what we're talking about. So let me connect the dots. Remember when we went to Douglas Anderson's website, Wall Street Partners, and you had the African rising up, and I clicked the button and it took us to the video? That is the same thing that Mr. Hakan Torhan was just talking about. One of the largest asset tokenization projects we have to date, okay? So the first thing we built is the blockchain. That tokenization project will be on our Miracle chain, all right? So the second thing that's important out of everything, I'm not going to try to show you everything this morning for the sake of time this afternoon, but the most important reason why I said yes was this solution. I call this the answer, you all. This is Miracle Pay. Now, Miracle Pay, what is it? Miracle Pay is like a switch, all right? It bridges the gap between cryptocurrency and traditional financing. What it does, ladies and gentlemen, is it allows merchants to accept cryptocurrency while converting it into fiat for bank deposits. Doc, what in the world are you talking about? So if you know anything about cryptocurrency, I'll say this. I started off teaching people how to trade Forex learning Forex first, stock options and futures. Then I started teaching people during COVID, and we kind of blew up with that, right? But what happened was when we was making all the money, we was making very good money. But the problem was trying to convert it into fiat, which is a regular dollar bill. So from digital currency to regular dollar bill, we had a problem. And so some of the banks wouldn't accept it. They didn't understand it. So they was, trying to hold it down, which obviously we're in a way different place, So now what happens? They created something that would allow us to do this seamlessly, effortlessly. So that's why we have the Miracle Pay, which now gives real world businesses access to accept crypto. So now you and I, no matter where you go, if you take your regular debit card, let me pull out one, your regular Visa card, and you go and tap somewhere, you go and insert or swipe it, depending on where you are, guess what? You can use a debit card or a crypto card the same way now. And that is amazing. So what happens? Instant conversion. Crypto is converted into instant fiat currency for these companies and merchants. If you're a business owner like myself, we're now setting up where we can accept crypto on our own chain. There's no way in the world I'm going to accept, use any other exchange when I have one that I'm a part of, So then we have bank integration, which funds are deposited directly into your bank accounts. That's the major reason. The reason why I said that was the thing for me is because that was the biggest problem that we had. And when I tell you they solved it, they solved it. So here's the thing. Once again, I learned from hearing, and I've learned that when the person sees something, they retain so much. When they hear it, they retain a little more. But when you can hear it and see it and read it, it helps. So I got another quick clip, and I want you to watch this and check this out.
Let's rewind thousands of years to a time before money existed. How did people pay? A sack of wheat? Some heavy metal? Or maybe a live chicken? Trying to fit a chicken in your wallet? Not ideal. Luckily, financial revolutions followed one another, bringing us to the present day. And today, a new revolution begins. Miracle Pay. So, what is Miracle Pay? It's your innovative, secure, and transparent way to accept payments in any cryptocurrency. Why blockchain? Because it's decentralized. No more bank bureaucracy, no more endless paperwork. And security? It's not controlled by a few guys in a suit. It's secured by hundreds of millions of people across thousands of nodes worldwide. With Miracle Pay, you can get paid anywhere. Whether you're selling ice cream on a glacier in Alaska, or selling hot tea in the middle of the Sinai Desert. We might question your business model, but never your payment system.
Indeed.
24/7 security, 99.9% uptime, and support for over 100 wallets. Miracle Pay is your trusted blockchain partner. Join Miracle Pay today. Integrate the future of payments into your business right now.
So can you all see and hear now that we're not here just to talk about crypto. We're talking about a structured payment system, a gateway. And I'm going to just be frank with you all. Once again, this is the reason why I say yes, because you're telling me now that because if I position myself and posture myself correctly, I can get paid off of anything, anywhere in the world that goes on this chain through Miracle Pay. And I'm going to show you all how we're going to do this. But yes, I'm telling you, anywhere globally, if anyone uses a crypto card on our chain, you can have access to get paid from it. I'm going to just keep it real simple for you today, good people, okay? So first thing is they built the chain. The second thing is they built the processing center, a gateway. Now, the third thing that's most important because, or for us, you and I, is that anything that you house or that you have of value, you want to keep it in a vault, okay? The vault that they created for us is called Miracle Wallet. This is the secure entry point that lowers the barrier to entry so everyday users like you and I can participate in these blockchain Web3 technological complexities, okay? Try to say that 3 times in a row. So now the key features of this vault or wallet is it uses the same email and password, okay? It uses a regular email and password. That means when you get back with the person who invited you to the call and you get their link and you get positioned for free, mind you, you can use the same email. Now that eliminates the risk of managing complex recovery phrases between all the platforms. Now, and what's most important is that this wallet, you all, the vault, houses your tokens. It holds all of your NFTs and your digital assets across the entire ecosystem. Now, you might be saying, well, Favors, well, I don't really understand all this. Just stay with me, good people. Just stay with me. I'm going somewhere and I'm going to take you there and it's going to all open up unto you, all right? So first thing, we have our own blockchain, our own chain. Then we have our own payment processing center for people to do business on that chain. Then we have the what I just showed you all, the wallets, the vault that houses your assets. Then last but not least for this afternoon's call, we have a real world asset tokenization project called EquiToken. Now, this is what got Wall Street involved, if you ask me, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. So what is a tokenization? Once again, remember the vocabulary? Real world assets. EquiToken brings these assets onto a chain called the blockchain, enabling secure digital custody on the chain with proof of ownership. So let's just say, for example, we talk about tokenizing something. Let's just say, for example, you had something of value, and it was a rare, precious metal, like a watch or something, for example. It might be worth $280,000. You can, through this piece, through a company like ours, you can put that into a digital form and allow people to purchase NFTs that are attached to nodes, whereby you can sell shares of that and you can still hold on to your watch because of it's deemed valuable. You see? That's why some of the things we buy when I teach people, I'm gonna give y'all a tidbit real quick. You want to start buying and building assets that appreciate, not assets that depreciate. As a matter of fact, if it depreciates, it's not an asset, it's a liability. Okay. So with that being said, RWA tokenizations, you all, tangible assets convert to digital form. That's just basically what that means. Now, I'm going to show you all a real digital asset. As a matter of fact, I got some people on here. We almost got 100 people. If you all want to see an example of this real world asset, give me some reactions and throw some 777s in the chat. Let me wake you all up, make sure y'all paying attention. I know some of y'all might be eating lunch, but just take a few seconds and just tap 777 in the chat. Thank you, Ms. John, for opening that up. Give me some reactions, you all, because I want to make sure that you are dialed in for the next half, all right? I spent the first half giving you the foundation, who the people are. I'm showing you what they built. And now I'm getting ready to take you one step further, one step deeper. I see the sevens. I see the sevens. All right, let's get into it. Now, I always tell you I got a video. This is a quick video breaking down one of our real-time, to-date inked contracts, Mr. Douglas Anderson. Turn your volumes up and take a listen at this.
Hello, I'm Douglas Anderson, CEO of Wall Street Capital Partners, and I'm happy to say Chairman of Metaterra Holdings, Inc. Today, I'm here to talk not just about a vision, but a movement. You've seen it. Metaterra moved fast because leadership was decisive and the team was brave. In months, not years, we went from vision to velocity. Bold calls, clean execution, real momentum. Look at the chain. It's live, stable, already hosting new projects as we speak. Look at the buildup around it. Product shipping, partners integrating, and look at Miracle Pay. With fresh traction in Latin America, it's set to scale globally. Now we climb. Today, I'm unveiling a project that at this magnitude is genuinely first of its kind. We call it Beyond Bucharest, because Bucharest is not just an airport. It's the anchor asset of a city-scale platform with a 2-decade horizon. Our goal is a living example economy where mobility, hospitality, retail, culture, and public services run on transparent rails. For the city, smarter revenue capture, cleaner settlement, lower leakage, and a magnet for tourism and investment. For citizens and merchants, faster payments, fairer economics, and access to modern financial tools without complexity. If we do this, Bucharest becomes the reference design other cities study and replicate. Through near final negotiations, Metaterra will hold 40% of the project vehicle. Program value is in excess of $2.5 billion. And here's the breakthrough: a true merge of institutional and public funding. We unite enterprise-grade structure with a compliant retail on-ramp so partners, merchants, and citizens can participate in the same real economy, on-chain, auditable, accountable. It's city finance modernized, enterprise discipline with public participation. Exactly the kind of model the next 20 years will reward. The cost of this flagship will be met through a robust RWA token, scheduled for release after extensive due diligence concludes at the end of Q3 2026. Liquidity and price discovery will open in parallel with phased development. Clear governance, transparent disclosures, and institutional oversight from day one. The plan is, underneath all of it, Miracle Chain and Miracle Pay provide the rails, compliant checkout across terminals and city corridors, tokenized fundraising, settlement and revenue sharing mechanics engineered for scale. This is how we build a crypto city. One solid infrastructure, decades in scope. To ground that vision in action.
Okay, so I stopped it for the sake of time, but and so I can make sure that you all heard what I heard. So how many of you all understand and realize what he just said is major for us? He just said that what we're going to do, what they're doing is going to build a crypto airport that's already inked and under contract. Then they're going to build a city around it, and all of it is going to run on our chain. It's going to be powered by it's going to be powered by the blockchain that we have, the Miracle Chain. Then you're going to be able to do business with the Miracle Pay option. Then you're going to have to be able to connect your wallet, and you and I are going to be able to get paid from that if you decide, if you choose to. That is major, good people. That's monumental. And that is the power of tokenization. They're going to tokenize the real world asset called an airport. Everything that's involved in there will have the capacity and ability, you all, to use crypto as well as fiat, okay? So with that being said, that is a few things of what the company built. I picked a few things that's major. Now, let me tell you something. We got some major stuff, but I'm not trying to overwhelm you this afternoon. So I only chose those four, okay? So the question then becomes for you right now is, how do I get involved? Well, there are a few ways that you can position yourself to purchase one of the nodes that's going to help you get involved, okay? And I'm going to show you the suite that we have. The first one is a Project X node. Then you have a Miracle CPU node. Then we have the Guardian node. And we got another one, so stick around to it, and I'm gonna share that one with you too. But these three are most important right now. So you say, well, Doc Faber, what's a Guardian X? Well, before I get into what is a Guardian X node, some of you all may be wondering, well, what in the world is a node? All right. Now, I can easily tell you, but once again, I'm going to let this gentleman tell you. It's about a quick 60-second video, but he's going to break down what a node is and also the benefits from having one. Take a listen.
Did make millions of dollars in crypto, but I don't trade crypto and I don't buy crypto. I make it. So I started making Bitcoin at $220. That in itself is crazy. So we started mining Bitcoin. We were making a lot of money. We were like, man, if Bitcoin ever gets to $10,000, we're going to be rich. This guy that was mentoring me, he was worth $100 million. I became one of his top guys. And at that time, I didn't know anybody worth that kind of money. It just sounds preposterous to the average person. For the next 7 years, I learned software instead of hardware mining. So when you mine Bitcoin, you have a physical piece of machine. You plug it into the network. It confirms transactions, you make Bitcoin. On the platform that we launched, which was a company called Gala Games, we worked at Snoop, the death row chain that Snoop gave me, kind of crazy. And instead of hardware, we had software. So these software nodes will confirm transactions on the blockchain. Every time you buy something on that blockchain, sell something, move some money back and forth, there's a fee. That fee goes up in the cloud and it's split evenly between the node owners. So that very first blockchain that we launched, I'm going to put 15,000 in. And for 2.5 years, those nodes just confirmed transactions. I had about 17 million tokens in my wallet. I watched it go from less than a penny to 5 cents, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 84 cents in a matter of like 5 months. So I went from $11,000 in software nodes to having over 11.4 million liquid currency.
Did you hear what he said? Let me break it down for you. Very simple. You own a node. The node is the thing that's connected. The node, not the thing, the node is the mechanism that they built that's connected to the whole ecosystem. So what happens? Someone taps, swipe, and insert. Someone moves, buys, sells, transfers, conduct any business in our chain with our chain. What's going to happen is the node is going to verify the transaction. Then it's going to send it up to the cloud. And guess what, good people? If you happen to be one of the ones who was wise enough, who had eyes to see and ears to hear, and positions yourself to purchase one of these nodes, you're going to get paid. That's basically what it is. That's why we say this is not a MLM company. This is not just some easy peasy type of thing, y'all. This is a juggernaut. This is a unicorn in this space that is seriously changing wealth, all right? So now that we know what a node is, let's get down to business. Very quickly, some of you all, if you're like me, I'm a thinker brain. So I was wondering, okay, what's the science or the software behind the node? Well, this is what this is. The Metaterra Automated Reward Distribution Center. This is an on-chain reward distribution center where the NFTs that you hold that connects you to your node. All right, I'm going to show you that in a minute. This is the thing that they built, you all, that allow us to get the rewards. So it's connected to the node. So when the node goes up to the cloud, you got something in the cloud that's going to distribute it. Do you all see it? Now you see what the picture means. The mechanism in the middle, all those small boxes around, or the small mechanisms, represents you and I. NFTs act like keys to revenue streams. They contract-based automation ensures accuracy. So while you're sleeping, you got something working on your behalf. Seriously. And all payouts are verifiable on the chain. So no one can stop it. No one can say, hey, hold up, wait a minute, slow up. No. This is revolutionary, you all. Okay? So first node, Project X. What is a Project X, Doc Faber? Project X is a limited digital license NFT-based asset. Remember I said you want to start owning assets? Well, when you get these assets called nodes in the form of NFT, it sits in your wallet. You own it. It's yours. Can't be hacked, can't be taken away from you. And what does it do? What's the utility case? Why should I get your little node, Doc Favors? Well, first of all, it's not a little node, good people. But why should you get it? Because it allows you to participate in revenue allocations from distinct divisions within the platform, within the business. Two, as a matter of fact. The first one is the secondary market activity. The next one is the asset-backed tokenization. That's the real world asset, you are, the real world tokenization project of the airport. And I got another one to show you in just a moment. So now, the only thing, it's only 12,000 of these. And this is an old slide because March 25th has come and gone, but I'm pretty sure you all, in just a few days, maybe a few weeks, depending on when you're seeing this, you know, because I'm now talking to the people going to watch the replay. But those of you who are here right now, you have an opportunity to position yourself, posture yourself so that you can participate by purchasing one of these nodes. Okay. Say, well, what is that it? Well, let me just share this with you. Listen at this, you all.
We hear it all the time. The investment world is complicated. Stocks are confusing. Commodities are complex. And the Forex market, it's a maze. It's time to end the chaos. Introducing Project X. Let's look closer at the ultimate gateway bridging Wall Street and Web3. Project X isn't just a product. It's your key to the future. At its core lies the power of Wall Street capital asset strategies. Here is the huge news. A $12 billion deal has already been signed. This unlocks approximately $25 million a year flowing directly back to Project X holders. But we are just getting started.
Okay. So, for the sake of time, you say, well, Doc, how do you still haven't told me how I can secure one? All right, let me just get down to it, good people. When you get back with the person who invited you to this call, you're going to get their link and you're going to position yourself by signing up or registering for free. That is going to give you access to the back office, to your dashboard. All you got to do is go to the dashboard, you all. Let me sign back in real quick. Just that easy. See how easy that was? You go to your dashboard, you hit shop. Hit the first icon called packages. And voila, there you have it right there. Now, here's what I want you all to understand. I want you all to pay attention to this. One Project X today that gives you access to that $12 billion deal, okay? It only costs $1,300 for a one-time fee. I didn't say you have to pay any monthly fees, any keep up with any revenue, any volume. Got to keep up with an auto ship or anything like that. And once again, I'm not hating, I'm not knocking, but I'm just telling you how advanced, how different this is. One time, $1,300, and you get access to that type of. Do you all see what I'm saying? You get access to that type of opportunity to participate. Then you say, well, what if I want more than one, Doc? Will that increase my holding? Will that increase? Of course. In my general voice. Now, you get 3 of them for $3,600 one time, and you get 3 NFTs. You get 3 Project X nodes. 5 plus 1 is 6. And of course, if you have it, 30,000, you all, you get 25 of them plus 7. Now you say, well, wow, well, you do the math on this because here it is. In the Division 1, the secondary market revenue, first confirmed deal breakdown of the distribution structure. All right, I'm not going to go too deep into it, but I just want you all to understand that deal 1 is 15% allocated, deal 2 is 8%, deal 3 plus 6%, and when you get done, it's ongoing. So this is why they reduced the price from, or the amount of these from 22,000 just to 12,000, because they're that special. Fewer nodes equal larger participation per node. Do y'all hear what I'm trying to tell you? And here's the thing, here's a caveat that I didn't show you, is that this is the one thing that's guaranteed that you'll get your initial investment back. And then after that, you all, guess what? You're going to get 6% off every other real world asset deal that they put on chain, put into this piece. Are you serious, Doc? I'm so serious. I can't make this stuff up, you all. It's serious like that, okay? So now, that's the first thing. I'm going to bypass that one for the sake of time, you all. So the second thing that we have that you can get involved with It's called a miracle CPU node. What's a miracle CPU node, Don Favors? Well, the Miracle Pay node, you all, offers investors an innovative way to earn daily payouts and benefit from comprehensive utilities by participating in the payment side of it. That's the Miracle Pay. All right. Okay. So now the whole ecosystem is anchored by three key components, you all. The Miracle Pay, that's the highway. That's tap, swipe, and insert. Then the Miracle Crypto cards. We have cards in the back. I just didn't go through it and show you because I want to save you some time this morning. But when someone used their card to tap, swipe, and insert their crypto card, yeah. So they made one for us as well. Now, you also benefit from the Miracle Exchange offices. So are you telling me that we have offices that you can walk literally into, like a cash exchange I'm old school. Y'all remember check cashing places? You don't really have too many nowadays because it's all digital. But back in the day, boy, Friday before 4, the line was wrapped around the building. All right. Now, but we have our own in the same fashion, you all, these offices, which together create a synergistic network of financial services and real world utility. CPU on favors. Yeah. Here's what's special. It's an 80-20 split from the purchases of all these nodes. And that is how it breaks down. So before I show you a example, I want to show you where you can find these nodes. Okay, remember, you get back with the person who invited you to this call and you get their link. You register for free, get positioned, and then next thing you know, you scroll down and there are the CPU nodes right there at the time of this recording, at the time you all showed up today. One CPU node, 1,200. You get 3 of them for 3,600. You can even get 7 of them for 8,400. Now, remember the man who was sharing with you from the Gala Games said he put 11,000 in and it turned into 1.4 something. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen to you. You could experience more. What I am saying though, you got to get in the game in order to win. And for a one-time fee of $1,200 to get you one node, that's valuable. You get you 3 for a one-time purchase investment for 3,600. It's amazing. But you get 7 for 84. Well, Doc, how do I know if it's worth it? I'm glad you asked. Now I got to pull up one of my good tools, Mr. Calculators, who I call him. But first, I'm going to show you this breakdown. Here's a hypothetical, you all. Let's imagine you have $100 million and we have 3% of market penetration. That means we generating this in terms of just 3% of a huge market that I'm going to show you about. They have tens of millions of these terminals. 3 million is what it's going to be times 3%. Take that 3 million, for example, and let's say if it's just $5 worth of accumulated transaction fees a day. That means everybody in the world typing, swiping all over the place, ding, 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 all over the place, and it accumulates just $5. Now, you know who, you can't even go to some stores and use your regular card and do $5 because they got to pay for the processing fee. So they're going to put a limit. Most people are going to spend at least 75, 80 bucks. If you're getting gas, maybe 20, 25. But it's way more than 5, okay? Now, that equals 15 million. So 15 million times 365 days a year, you all, is about 5.75 billion with the B as in Baker. That goes to Miracle Pay. Then you have 5.75 billion times 30% equals 1.6425. That goes up to the cloud for the node owners. That's going to be distributed by the mechanism. Remember the Metaterra? That's what's going to happen. So now watch. If there's only 210,000 of these nodes that's being created and distributed, then that works out to be $7,821 per node annually. Now, let me show y'all this. If at $7,821 annually, I'm a numbers guy, so I like to break things down to monthly. That's $651.75 a month. You can even divide that by 4 and break it down to the week. That's $162 a week. Potentially. It's not bad. Maybe a phone bill, maybe a night out at the movies. I understand. But what happens if and when it gets to 10% penetration? In the same scenario, at 10% versus 3%, that's 27,000 annually. You divide 27,000 by 12 months. Now we're looking at $22.50 a month. If you want to take it one step further for weekly, it's $562 a week. Hey, that's a car note for some people in a phone bill. But remember, what happens if we buy 3 of them or even 7 of them for a one-time fee of $8,400? Oh, I don't think y'all ready for me. If we do this one time for $8,400 and we take 27,000, y'all see my screen? Yes, you are. 27,000 annually, and you multiply that by how many nodes? 7. Oh boy. Now that's $189,000 annually, you are potentially. You divide that by 12, that's $15,750 a month. You like weekly? Okay, divide it by 4 in a regular week. 30, that's almost $4,000 a week. Please tell me where they're doing that at. Right here. You see it? Now you see why we say this one-time investment, this is way different. And I haven't even showed you the other side of it. I'm just sharing with you how you can get positioned in posture. You don't have to tell no one. Now, of course, why wouldn't you want to tell your loved ones? But I'll leave that up to you. I'm not here to discuss morals right now. All I'm saying is one time, that would set some people up for life, you all, okay? That's the power of the CPU node. So now remember, the first one was the Project X. That's connected to all the real world asset tokenization projects. That is a payout scale different. Miracle, the CPU node, payout scale, that's different. So now when I say ecosystem, you really want to start thinking multiple sources or multiple streams of income that's all flowing into your wallet. Different ecosystem points, different wallets. Now, once again, I'm not telling you what to do, but I am suggesting because there are some nodes that are not available anymore. This is why I would say, caution individuals when you see it and you hear it to learn how to make that decision in real time. There's a good book that I used to read that I still read, should I say, all the time, that once said, don't put off tomorrow what you can do today. So when you see it and you hear it, you would definitely want to get back to the person who invited you to this call, because this is serious, you all right? Now, the next question you should be asking, well, all right, Doc, well, how in the world are we going to generate all these 10% and all these millions of markets? How are we going to get all these terminals, these POS systems? All right, I'm glad you asked that question. Let me introduce you to what I call the Big Four. The Big Four, you all, are the largest partnerships with the largest companies that have POS systems. You got Ingenico, you got Pax, you got NCR, you got Verifone. For the sake of time this afternoon, I'm going to share 2 of them with you because I want to get you out of here. Now, first of all, when you go to our website of Miracle Pay, I want you to notice across the top that it says Miracle Pay is now live on all Pax devices. You understand now? Pax. Even on the website, you see Pax and Ingenico. You see some others, but I'm going to just share these 2 with you now, all right? So you say Pax. Well, let me show you Pax. Pax, the preferred point of sale software and hardware solution. Pax, with more than 110 million terminals in over 120 countries, Pax technology. Do y'all see this? We have a contract with these good people. You see? Do you see the numbers? Now, when you're a company this large, you can't just fabricate information and put it out there on the internet. You get sued. We're talking about global. Look at this, 75 global RE centers, 900 skilled, 120 plus countries. This is a major player, you all. Pax, we have a contract exclusive with them, all right? Now remember, Miracle Pay, just like it says, miraclepay.com. The second one is Ingenico. Doc, I never heard of these. Yes, you have. You just subconsciously move past them. But the next time you go to your favorite Walmart, the next time you go to your favorite gas station, check the POS system, the device that you have to tap, swipe, or insert your debit card. You're going to be able to use crypto in just a moment. All right. So now we're going to go over to Ingenico. All right. Here's Ingenico. Website looks pretty nice. Look Looks pretty clean and professional, right? You scroll down ever so slightly, though, good people, and you'll find some information. But here's what I want you to understand: the numbers. I'm a numbers guy. It says first global market leader in POS. They have tens of millions of terminals deployed worldwide. So you mean to tell me what I'm doing now is proving to you how we're already getting paid even as we speak, at least those of us who are already included, are already postured in position. So 120 plus countries, 3,000 employees, 2,500 payment apps, 90% of terminals sold with a recycling option. So that tells me, that should tell you, with 52 offices in 32 different countries, that this is in fact a #1 global market leader in this space of what? Point of sales transactions. We're on the right side of money, you all. Now, when you go here, ingenico.com, just like it's spelled, once you go over to partners, scroll down ever so slightly to the partner solution gallery. And then scroll down and go to page 4. What do you see? You see Miracle Pay, don't you? You see it right there, right? But now let me take you all one step further. Remember I showed you Metaterra's homepage? If you go to ecosystem, I only showed you 4 of the 9 integrated products, probably out of more than that. But do you see Miracle Pay right there? Seamless crypto to fiat payment solution with familiar checkout experience and instant settlement. Do y'all see this now? It's starting to line up now. I told you I was going to connect the dots for you. So now you go back to Ingenico, Miracle Pay is on their website. As a partner. When you click the button, you will see that Miracle Pay is already integrated on some of their newest devices, you all. My God, man. Are you serious? I'm so serious, y'all. I can't make this up. You're sitting right there. Now, here's what's most important for you all to realize, and this is for those individuals who might be saying, I can do research on my own. I don't want to hurt your feelings or bust any bubbles this afternoon. I'm a pretty cool guy. But honestly, let's reason together. Do you think you have the resources to vet a company as well as the #1 POS system on global scale does? I don't know about you. I don't have access to the lawyering and firms that it would take to vet a company to this magnitude, but they do. So do you think Ingenico would put or even announce that they're in business with a company called Miracle Pay? So you got to be careful looking at everything on Google and YouTube and all of these platforms, because some people, they're just reporting what they think. They don't have the actual facts. I'm not going to put nothing on my website if it's not fact. So we know these global players that operates and deals with millions and billions and trillions even of dollars, they're not going to jeopardize their brand recognition, you all. That is how we are generating and how it's going to generate, especially when we get from 3% to 10% to 20%. You all hear what I'm trying to tell you? That's how we're going to do it with the POS partnerships. Now, we also have something that I know you all see me, and I'm wrapping up, you all. I wanted to get done in 3, so give me 3 and I'm going to wrap you up. We also have something called pre-IPO packages that makes it way easier for you to get involved in this, all right? So, once again, I always like to let you see it.
Wake up! Don't let this slip by. The biggest opportunity of the year has finally arrived. To the most relentless, visionary community in the space, your moment to build the future is right now. Let's break down the Bellator pre-IPO infrastructure launch packages. Start strong with the starter package. You get 2 Miracle Pay nodes and 3 Project X nodes. That is a retail value of $6,000 slashed down to just $3,000. You lock in a massive 50% savings. Scaling up, the Builder package delivers 1 Guardian node, 3 Miracle Pay nodes, and 3 Project X nodes.
Now, I'm going to show you this, and then we're going to get ready to wrap up. I'm going to turn it back over. So remember, I was showing you the Miracle Pay Uh-oh. And then we have the Project X. Well, right in between them are the pre-IPO packages. Now I'm going to show you something. You have the starter pack for $3,000. That's going to give you 3 Project X and 2 CPUs. 2 different streams of income coming to the same wallet. But when you jump up to this one, the builder package for $5,500, they're going to give you 3 NFTs, 3 Project X, and 1 Guardian node. That all comes into your wallet. I didn't even break down the Guardian and what that does because I don't want to overwhelm you all. But one thing I will tell you here is when I showed you the price of Mirex, that's sitting at 3.29 right now. It takes 4,000 Mirex tokens to equal 1 Guardian node. Our Mirex tokens launched at 125, so now it's up to 329. Do y'all see? That means one Guardian node now has tripled in value. Are y'all seeing this? Let me show this to you all, man. So if I swap my Phoenix, my bad, y'all. I gotta show you this, man. Y'all gotta see this, man. Okay? To get to at least 4,000 Mirex, this is the dollar value right here. I'm gonna show y'all about some numbers and some math. Let me see if I can get you close to it. Y'all got to see this with your own eyes, man. I'm trying to tell y'all. Let me see. I'm just going to do 2.2. And it might go a little over, but I want you all to see this. What? Oh, it's 329. 2.2 is not enough. My God, man. Come on, somebody help Favors out. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so that's ridiculous. All right, you all. I'm going to get you there. Y'all see my screen going bananas and everything. I apologize, but I want you all to see this. Okay. So I'm going to just leave it here at 3. Oh, my goodness. Okay, 12,000. I'm going to leave it right there at 3. It takes 4,000 mirror token to get to 1 Guardian. Right now, at 3,884 Mirex, you're still short to get to 4,000. But notice the USD price. Put the Mirex on the top. Somebody said, shoot, help me out. Goodness. Thank you. Woo! Boy. 13,000 is the value of 1 Mirex token now. I don't know why I didn't think to put the Mirex on top, y'all. You know, sometimes you get brain freeze when you look at this stuff because it's unbelievable that we position that we can participate. So anyway, 1 Mirex is worth 13,000. So if you go back over here and I showed you where you can buy a package, you all, and get 2 of those Guardian nodes, that's $26,000. Do y'all see this? Off just one plate, just 1 Guardian node, not to mention you're going to have 7 CPUs and 4 Project X nodes. If you take that up to the next one at 25,000 for a one-time piece, you all, I almost don't even want to do the math on that. That's 5 Guardian nodes. That's 13,000 times 5. Let me just do it real quick. I'm done. Let me get this out the way, y'all. 13,000 times 5 in real time. That's $65,000 off just that one package. That means you 2.5x your money, that 25,000 in one play. But I want you all to notice something. You can't get these Guardian nodes anymore anywhere else unless you go buy them. And right now, if you try to buy them on, you can do it. If you buy them on the DEX, you're gonna pay 13 for one. If that's how you trade, that's how you get down. Go ahead, Charlie Brown. What I'm saying is, you want to key into these packages. I'm talking about the best deal ever, Mr. Greg. All right. So here's the thing, you all. How did this benefit us? I've showed you 3 ways that you can get involved with this whole ecosystem: the Project X, the Miracle CPU, and the package and that bonus is a Guardian node. Now, a wise man once wrote Wealth is the ability to fully experience life. In my mind, you all, that translates to that wealth means doing what I want to do, when I want to do it, with whom I want to do it, for as long as I want to do it. I want you to think about that and let that sit in. Because when you do, and you take everything that I'm showing you the numbers, I'm showing you the reasons, I'm showing you the people, I'm showing you how they can be found. I didn't even get a chance to show you all the newest piece that's going on in Africa right now as we speak with Mr. Wally Tanubu. But I'm going to tell you right now, who does this benefit? This could benefit you. But you have to be willing to make a decision to shut out all the noise and to make a decision. Because good people, we have a convergence of two worlds happening right before your eyes. I'm showing you these numbers in real time, how they are increasing. And we just launched maybe a week ago, this one here. So we got a convergence between digital economy and real world traditional economy. And our miracle software is bridging the gap between the two, offering you all real governance and oversight, regulated oversight, real technology that has a problem-solving mechanism to it, which is a blockchain infrastructure. A serious community. Look at us. We almost hit 100 people at 12 noon on a Thursday afternoon, y'all, for lunch. And then we're not just a meme coin, we have utility. That means it's a use case. That means it solves a real problem. Real world assets that solve real world problems. So what do, you all? Before you get out of here, for those of you who are interested, we have 7 ways that are connected to a comp plan. I'm not going to go through this right now with you, but we get paid from the node rewards, from direct commissions, from level commissions, matching bonuses, you all, dual structured profits, rank bonuses, and even have the nerve and audacity to have leadership bonus pools for those who see it and say, you know what, I have to yell it from the rooftops. This is the game changer. So you have an opportunity to get involved with a complete ecosystem, you all, where finance is global, ownership is on chain, and it's all delivered by growth and AI guided. My job today was to show you a foundation of a team of thought leaders, show you what they created, what they built, and show you how you and I can benefit from it. Question is, are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure serving you all this afternoon. I'm Doc Favors. Thank you so much for your time. I'll turn it back over to you, Mr. Hines.
Everybody put in the chat. Wow, put in the chat 111 if you love that presentation. We are so honored. A powerful presentation. I call him the master teacher, Dr. Mike Favors. Put in the chat if you enjoy that beautiful, wonderful presentation. Get in touch with those, your family, your partners, and let them know to get started, because this company, this vision is exploding around the world. So thank you, Mr. Rogers. We can cut off and talk about what is next. We can turn off the recording, and want to say thank you for everybody for joining this wonderful presentation.